Okay, welcome back. What we're gonna do now is start animating this dragon. What I also was thinking was, if I was to animate just the wings alone, the body of the character, the body of the dragon will look very stationary. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna add another mesh select on top. Let's have a look. Also, let me bring back this application so that you can see the shortcuts I'm pressing. Okay, so what we're going to do here now, I'm going to put a mesh select modifier on top, and at the top viewport I'm going to go ahead and select the tail, and I'm going to select the head, and then I'm going to say soft selection, give it about 17, let's say, edge distance, and bring that forward. I believe I might need more of these, but I'm also select more from there, and something like that should be fine, I think. So now once I have this selection, I can put a bend modifier on top, and check Z. That's not how I want the dragon to look like. Y, again, nope. So X, that's how I would want the dragon to kind of move a little bit, which is good. And then I'm going to rename this to body. Okay, great. What we're going to do now is start our animation. I want the dragon to be on the floor until my hand comes up, and then once my fingers snap, then you can start flying. So I just want to give it a very idle animation for now. I'm gonna press N to turn my animation mode on. I'm gonna go to frame, let's say 20, and for the body I want to say it comes down for about 20, and for the wings it goes up for 20. So that's just a little movement, not too much. Left wing 20 as well. So what I have is that if I go to the top modifier, from 0 to 20 I have this motion, but the head and the tail kind of come down and the wings go up. So now to animate the other side, the reverse of that, basically what you need to have in mind is this, that from 0 to 20 it took 20 seconds or 20 frames. Now the values right now are either at 20 or minus 20. In order to have the same pace, we can't go to frame 40 and turn this from 20 to minus 20, because that'll go twice as fast, because it'll first need to reach 0 and then minus 20. So I'm just gonna go to frame 60, which means there's 40 frames between. That means the value, which is at 20 here and needs to be at minus 20 here, it can go, by the time it gets to 40 it's 0 and then it's minus 20. So here for the body I'm gonna say minus 20. For the wing I'm gonna say minus 20, and for the left wing I want to say minus 20 as well. And let me just check to see whether or not the wings are going under the ground, under the table here, and they are, and that's not good at all. So rather than that, let's have a look at the wing. The floor is here, so I don't want it to go past that. So if I go to the right wing, go back to my animation mode and try to fix that value, a value of minus 10 seems okay. Okay, in that case I'll keep this at minus 10, I'll do the left wing at -10 as well. And when they go up, I don't want them to be at 20, I want them to be at 10 for both. And maybe say the same for the body so it doesn't move as much. So 10 here and -10 here. Let's have a look at the movement of this, see how quick or slow that is. Not bad. Okay, so I'm gonna extend my timeline so that I can see the entire animation, because my animation isn't too long. I believe my end time is 317. Let's have a look. Well, 316. Okay, 316. So the hand comes up and it snaps here, which is around 120 basically. So for up to 120, what I want is for the dragon to keep on doing what it's doing. That means all I have to do is select the dragon and select the last two keyframes, shift and drag them, and make sure the first one goes to 100, so that there's 40 frames distance between this, there's 40 frames distance between this, and then by the time it gets to 140, it is at -10. What I could do is delete this keyframe and on frame 120 put them all at 0. So body goes at 0, right wing goes at 0, left wing goes at 0. And now what I need is more movement. So what I'm going to do is from 120 until 140, I'm going to get the body and bring down the character. We were doing my 10, and now I'm going to do, let's say, 40, 36, 40, just making sure that again I don't go past the floor. I'm gonna go with 40 in this case. And as for the wings, I'm gonna have this wing go up by, let's say, 80, I guess. 80 for left wing as well. So by the time that it goes to 80, this is the motion that we have. And if it takes 20 frames for that to happen again, I need to double that, which makes this 40 frames. 40 plus 140 makes it 180. So if we go to 180, I can go to body and put -40 there, go to the right wing, put -80 here. Now of course these will go under the ground, which is fine because I'm going to animate the dragon to come up, so hopefully it won't be at the ground. So now I have this new series of animation, or the keyframes. So from 140 to 180 again is 40, so add 40 to 180, that makes it 220. So shift and drag, select both of these keyframes, shift and drag them to 120, and again another, which makes it 300. It goes past it, but it doesn't matter. So now the animation looks like this. The hand comes up, clicks, and then the dragon starts to fly. In which case, now I need to start animating the dragon. The dragon, the wings come up at 140. Now I'm not in the modify panel. I'm animating the dragon as an object. I can set the keyframe here so that it will record the movement, rotation, scale of this dragon at this frame. And by the time it does this, where the wings come down, I want the dragon to kind of go up, and I want it to just go up high enough so that the wings don't touch the floor. So now I've just moved that up. Okay, maybe the movement should, the dragon should move up a bit later. Now the problem that I have here is that at 140 I don't just have the keyframe for the movement of the dragon going up, I also have the keyframes for the wings and the body for the bend modifiers. In order to have access just to the movement, I'm gonna have to actually save this. I'm gonna go to Graph Editor, Track View Curve Editor, and here I have the dragon selected. And in the modified objects, I have the bends and everything. I can see the animations for them. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm just looking for position, which is here. As far as position goes, or transform goes, I want it to start not at 140, but let's say at 160. So let's see how that looks. That should give me, that's better, but I think it probably comes up a little bit too much. So at 180, I'm just gonna move the dragon a little bit down, just again making sure that the wings don't go through the ground. So let's see that again. What I might also do is that, again, record the keyframe here so that at frame 180, how would it look if I was to rotate it up that way as well? So it kind of rotates up as well. That's better. And again, we'll probably want that to come up at 180. Maybe we would want it to be there for a few frames, or maybe I'll just have it come down in the negative a little bit. Let's have a look. Might have it there for a couple of frames, and a couple of more frames, just bring it down a little. Actually, maybe I should just keep the dragon. Okay, I'm going to delete the two new keyframes I made. Here at 180, because I want the dragon is meant to go up every time the wings come down in order to push the air down, so the dragon can go up. At 180, I'm going to keep it where it is, and by up to frame, let's say 200, I'm just gonna move it up so it only moves up a little bit, and maybe a little down here, and then by this push it goes quite high. So let's see how the animation looks right now. I can close that off for now.
I'm sorry.